Hi, I'm Jerry the Snake Man, and today on Snake Clips we're going to be talking about why we keep snakes. Now, I've interviewed a couple people, and we're going to let them tell you why they keep snakes, but today I'm going to tell you why I keep snakes. You see, when I was younger, I used to be terrified of snakes. When I was a little kid, I would run away from them. I was so afraid that I wouldn't want to get near them. I was petrified. But as I got older, in my late teens, I realized that my fear of snakes actually came from just a lack of knowing about snakes. All my life, through horror movies and everything else, snakes are always portrayed as evil and mean creatures, which in fact they're not. They're actually very handleable most of the time. I mean, there are some snakes that have an attitude that are a little ornery, want to come after you, want to bite you, but they're not going to chase you down. If you mess with them, they'll mess with you. Normally, most snakes won't even want to try to bite you. They'll usually try to defend themselves in a way that they try to just warn you or scare you away from them. Snake people are generally people who are a little bit unordinary. They think outside the box most of the time, but they come from all walks of life. They come from professionals all the way down to what I consider myself, like a redneck. So what I did to get over my fear of snakes, though, is I decided to educate myself. I decided to read everything I possibly could. At the time that I was getting into snakes, it was really way before computers, home PCs, and everything were popular. I actually had to go the old-fashioned way and read books. I couldn't just Google it and find out what I wanted to know. After I got educated a little bit on snakes, I decided that I was going to get my first snake. I was about at the age of 18, 19 years old. I got myself a 2-foot red-tailed Colombian boa. Beautiful snake. I learned how to handle it. I learned that it was not threatening. And what happened was, as I had children, I took that snake to my son's kindergarten class for show and tell. From that point on, I started being asked to go to other classes. We would do shows with just that snake and a couple other ones for an entire school. We'd go to each of the classrooms and we'd talk about them. I started borrowing snakes from a pet store that I dealt with, and I was doing bigger and bigger shows. We never advertised, just by word of mouth. We started doing shows for the Audubon Society, and that's where I was given the name Snake Man from, by the lady who ran the Audubon Society. As our shows got bigger and bigger, of course, we collected more and more snakes. I got into the bigger snakes, the venomous snakes, you name it, and I would want it. Keep in mind that snakes are kind of like that commercial when they talk about potato chips. You cannot just have just one, and that is true. You start off with one, you get another one, somebody wants to give one up. Next thing you know, you end up having a room in your house that's just filled with snakes. The people that you're going to hear from now are people that, some of them I work with, some of them I know, some of them have adopted snakes from me. I don't always agree with what they say, so whatever they say is their own viewpoint, not necessarily mine. But my viewpoint of keeping snakes is that they are probably one of the greatest animals to keep. They take very little maintenance. Most snakes you have to deal with maybe once a week, some even once every 2 weeks. They're hypoallergenic, so that if you happen to be allergic to dander or fur or something, a snake is a wonderful pet to keep. And that's basically why I keep my snakes. And now you can listen to why other people say that they like their snakes.
Hey, hi, my name's James. I'm a manager for Petco. I've worked with snakes for almost 30 years, and there's really nothing I don't like about them. It's hard not to like something that can move faster than most humans without any legs, that can swallow something bigger than their head without any hands. What's not to like? They're just a freaking cool animal.
Alright, my name is Ron Valverde, and I keep snakes because I love animals. Everything about them. I'm fascinated with them, and I do everything I can to learn as much as I can about them. So by having them, forces me to learn about them. So, there you go.
I am Ashley Young Henderson, and I keep snakes because my husband said so.
My name is Francis Young Henderson, and I keep snakes because I love them.
My name is Brian. I like keeping snakes ever since I was about 11 years old. My friend and I, we caught baby northern brown snakes in our yard in Jersey. One day we found the big mama northern brown snake, which was very exciting. At home I keep a Dumeril's boa, which I adopted, and also I keep a ball python, which I adopted as well. And speaking of adoption, we recently adopted a children's python right here from Jerry the Snake Man. And that's it.
My name is Tyler Hoke. I think the reason I keep snakes is because there aren't enough people out there who do, and I like the thrill of the hobby, the aggressive snakes and feeding them and all that. I like to teach people about them so that they don't go out and kill all the snakes that they see, and just raise awareness to how they're not big, slimy, evil monsters and all that. And to be honest, I caught the bug a couple of years ago, and it's a hard bug to shake. You got to keep getting more and more of them. So that's my story.